Hey everyone, Phoneybeetlemaniac here, once again. This is going to be a video to Quiet Atheist. You did a video about me. I'll be polite enough to respond back. First of all, let's diffuse the situation. If I misrepresented you or misunderstood you, I apologise. Okay? I'm a human being, I make mistakes, everybody does. So I hope that you can sense my sincerity, and I'm really sorry about anything I misunderstood you about. Okay? If I misrepresented you, but the only Christian that Richard made in that video, the only one was Tim, the Bible thumping window. And Tim holds main positions that a lot of Calvinists, Christians, and whatever else, fundamentalists would disagree with very wholeheartedly. Even the people he hangs out with don't agree with anything he says. Listen to any discussion with them on his podcasts, on his hangouts he does. You will understand that they do not hold a lot of positions he does. Okay, so that's why we have to be, clear and precise with the people we mean. I mean, do you mean people like Tim? Okay, if you mean people like Tim, fair enough. I can understand that, even though I disagree with that. I think that people like Tim, people like that, do understand morality. They just get themselves into a froth and get themselves into trouble with things like that. Okay, that's first of all. Second of all, your comments to me. Okay, you've asked me a couple of questions, which I'll answer now. The answer is no, I do not support those positions. And being a Christian doesn't mean I have to support those positions. I follow the new covenant, I do not follow the old one. Jesus made it clear what we have to follow, and I follow his teachings. Again, I do find the Old Testament interesting, and I do put it into its. Again, you seem to think that context is some sort of apologetic stance. No, it's not. It's literally understanding. Everything has context to it. This isn't an apologetic method of, skirting an issue. It's basically literally understanding. What is the context of what you're reading? If you can't understand the context, you're not understanding reading it properly. It's simple as that. And you say, oh, well, that's a way of skirting around the discussion. No, it's a way of, because again, you can't say that I'm being dishonest when I'm not being dishonest. If I think that's the proper context, then I think that's the proper context. That's not being dishonest. That's being honest. If you don't agree with me, then that's not my problem. Okay, so let's talk about the things you talked about. Okay, I followed Jesus. Okay, who is the new covenant, who's supposed to be Jesus, God incarnate, and things like that, and he's preaching these things which are follow on from the Ten Commandments, which include that all children don't kill, but we won't go there. So again, Jesus doesn't preach any of the things you're saying. He doesn't preach to kill or that. So where do I have to do that? It doesn't quite follow. If you're going to quote the bit that people misunderstand all the time, of, well, not a jot or tittle which shall be removed from the law, read the context of that. And yeah, that isn't read the context of that. He's talking about the Ten Commandments. Because everything Jesus is doing is in context to the period of Second Temple Judaism. And if you don't understand Second Temple Judaism, you shouldn't really be talking about Christianity. I'm sorry, it's just as simple as that. And yeah, I don't know, people are going to get butthurt over that, but I don't care. It's the truth. A little bit of truth is never a bad thing, I thought. So again, you say that we can't have a discussion. Well, I think we can have a discussion, as long as you stop saying what my position is. My position is this: I follow Jesus Christ. But I do find the Old Testament enlightening sometimes. Sometimes I like the songs of David. I like the Psalms. I like, like Job. I think it's interesting to see human suffering and God's introspection with that, and how people can suffer and things like that. I can think of things about Genesis, for example, that I like. I like things that I like the ideas of Genesis. I can read all that and not think it's actually physically true. Again, but it still has an impact on my life. I can take something from it. Okay, I'd say that again. you heard my position again that I want all atheists to be Christians. No. I wish that they'd follow the teachings of Jesus, but hey, that's their choice. If they want to follow the teachings of whoever, that's their choice. You know, I choose to follow the teachings of Jesus. If they choose not to, that is their right choice. I have no problem with that. But I do have one big problem with something that you did say recently, which was that you said that all Christians are homophobic, which isn't true. I live near one of the biggest gay villages in Britain, and I'm pro-gay marriage. And my church is pro-gay marriage, and so is the Universalist Church, and certain branches of the Episcopalian Church and the Lutheran Church are for it. Again, this is not a God versus gays or queers issue. This is a civil rights issue. Okay. So yeah, you know, well, I'll own up right now to that I may have misrepresented you. You misrepresented me with that video. Again, I'm not homophobic. A lot of Christians aren't homophobic. Okay. So let's get past that. Okay. And when you assert what my position is without asking me, it's a little bit much, I do think. Again, if I wanted to know what your position is, I would ask you. And do you not think that's a better way to start a discussion than start grandstanding of what our position should be, and actually ask what it actually is? I think that's a more healthy way to promote a dialogue than saying what each other has to believe or should believe or what they should think. You know, instead of we should ask what they actually do think. I think that's a lesson that we all can take from this, no matter what part of the great debate we're on. Anyway, I apologise to you. I apologise to everybody I did offend with that, and I shouldn't have said it. There you go. Hopefully you can do something gracious and accept that I don't hold the positions that you said I should. But that's a some hope. This is Phoneybeetlemaniac, for dreams make it true.